Have you ever wondered how Batman could take down a cosmic entity that devours entire planets? Today we're tackling the ultimate mismatch, the Dark Knight versus Galactus, the devourer of worlds. This isn't about if Batman can win, it's about the detailed scientific strategy and human ingenuity he will use to overcome this cosmic level power. We'll break down the real-world physics, analyze comic book feats, and explore the moral constraints that lead to Batman's definitive victory. Batman's greatest weapon, his mind, will find a way to stop this unstoppable force. Let's dive into the science. To understand how Batman could even approach this fight, we need to grasp exactly what Galactus represents, what his powers are, and how this will shape Batman's strategy. This isn't your typical supervillain. Galactus operates on a scale that defies human comprehension. According to Marvel Comics, he consumes the life energy of entire planets to sustain himself, converting matter directly into cosmic energy through his world-ship technology. The numbers here are staggering and directly impact the effectiveness of Batman's strategies. Earth's total biomass contains roughly 550 billion tons of carbon. If we assume Galactus converts matter to energy using Einstein's E equals mc squared, consuming Earth would yield approximately 10 to the 40th power joules. That's more energy than our sun produces in a billion years. The metabolic requirements alone suggest Galactus operates beyond conventional physics, tapping into fundamental cosmic forces. But here's where it gets interesting for Batman's strategy. Galactus isn't just powerful, he's systematic. Silver Surfer and other Heralds scout suitable planets for him, analyzing their energy potential and identifying threats. This creates intelligence gaps Batman could exploit. The world ship itself presents both obstacle and opportunity. It's essentially a planet-sized fortress containing technology that manipulates space-time, matter conversion, and energy projection. Cosmic feats show it surviving supernovas and dimensional rifts. Yet it still requires navigation, targeting systems, and energy management, all technological systems that could theoretically be hijacked or disrupted. Scale becomes the real enemy here. When you're fighting something that treats solar systems like neighborhoods, conventional tactics fail immediately. Batman's standard approach, intimidation, superior planning, exploiting psychological weaknesses, seems laughably inadequate against an entity that's billions of years old and operates on cosmic scales. The physics problem is equally brutal. Galactus manipulates the power cosmic, which in Marvel terms means control over fundamental forces, gravity, electromagnetism, nuclear forces. He can restructure matter at the atomic level, teleport across galaxies, and perceive events across multiple dimensions simultaneously. Traditional physical attacks become meaningless when your opponent can simply restructure your molecules. This is why every previous attempt to stop Galactus through brute force has failed. The Fantastic Four, Avengers, even cosmic-level heroes like Thor have only succeeded through misdirection, negotiation, or temporary solutions. Direct confrontation with Galactus is like trying to punch a hurricane. You're not fighting an entity, you're fighting fundamental forces of nature. But Batman's greatest victories have never come from matching his opponent's strength. He defeats Superman not through superior power, but by understanding kryptonite. He outsmarts cosmic-level threats like Darkseid by finding the gaps in their seemingly perfect systems. The question isn't whether Batman can overpower Galactus, it's whether he can find the scientific leverage points that even cosmic entities can't escape. Because while Galactus operates on cosmic scales, he still follows rules. Energy conservation, information processing limits, even cosmic awareness has boundaries. And rules, no matter how vast their scale, create vulnerabilities that human ingenuity can exploit. The key is finding where cosmic power meets scientific limitation. So what tools could Batman actually bring to this fight? We're not talking about his standard utility belt here. Stopping Galactus requires resources that push the absolute limits of what's scientifically possible within the DC universe. Wayne Enterprises gives Batman access to cutting-edge research across multiple fields. We're talking quantum computing arrays, particle accelerators, nanotechnology labs, and material science facilities that rival any government installation. In the comics, Wayne Enterprises has developed everything from dimensional portal technology to time travel devices. The company's R&D budget essentially functions as Batman's personal cosmic-level armory. Through his Justice League connections, Batman has access to technology that operates beyond human science. Mother boxes from Apocalypse can manipulate matter at the quantum level and open boom tubes across space-time. Green Lantern rings contain databases spanning billions of civilizations. Martian Manhunter's shape-shifting abilities come from understanding molecular restructuring that human science is only beginning to grasp. The cross-universe collaboration potential multiplies these resources exponentially. Batman has worked alongside Reed Richards, whose understanding of cosmic-level physics surpasses most entities in the Marvel Universe. Tony Stark's arc reactor technology and nanotechnology could provide the energy manipulation tools needed for cosmic-scale operations. These aren't just theoretical partnerships. Comic crossovers have established these working relationships. Batman's established prep time feats show exactly how he leverages these resources. He's built contingency plans for every Justice League member, including cosmic-level threats like Superman and Martian Manhunter. He's created the Brother Eye satellite system for global surveillance and the Hellbat armor for fighting cosmic entities. These aren't one-off victories. They represent systematic approaches to overcoming seemingly impossible odds. The information gathering systems are perhaps his most crucial advantage. Batman's surveillance network spans global communication systems, satellite arrays, and quantum computers capable of processing cosmic-scale data. When fighting Galactus, information becomes more valuable than any weapon. Understanding Herald movement patterns, energy consumption cycles, and world ship vulnerabilities requires data processing on a scale that matches the threat. Nanotechnology represents Batman's most promising avenue for cosmic-level intervention. Nanobots could theoretically infiltrate Galactus's energy conversion systems, disrupting matter-to-energy processes at the molecular level. Self-replicating swarms could spread through the world ship's systems faster than even cosmic awareness could detect and counter them. Every manipulation tool becomes essential when fighting an entity that operates through pure cosmic energy. Batman would need devices capable of redirecting, absorbing, or disrupting energy flows on planetary scales. The physics here push into theoretical territory. We're talking about manipulating fundamental forces using technology that barely exists in comic book science. But these tools, however formidable, are insufficient for a direct head-on confrontation with a cosmic entity like Galactus. Galactus has faced technologically advanced civilizations before, entire star-spanning empires with technology that surpasses anything Batman could build. Raw technological superiority isn't enough. The key lies in understanding that Batman's greatest weapon isn't a single device or alliance. It's his ability to synthesize information and find the one vulnerability that everyone else missed, proving that superior strategy and intelligence can always overcome brute force. That's where the real science begins. Because while Galactus operates on cosmic scales, he still follows fundamental rules of physics and information theory. And every rule, no matter how cosmic, creates limitations that human ingenuity can't exploit through precise scientific strategy. Here's where Batman's strategy gets brilliant. Galactus's greatest strength is also his most exploitable weakness, the cosmic hunger that drives everything he does. This is a fundamental energy requirement that operates like a cosmic-scale metabolic process. And metabolic processes, no matter how vast, follow scientific rules that can be manipulated. The energy requirements we calculated earlier reveal something crucial. Galactus needs to consume planets not because he wants to, but because his cosmic-level existence demands constant energy input to maintain stability. Think of it like a nuclear reactor. Without proper fuel cycles, the entire system becomes unstable. Batman's strategy exploits this dependency through controlled energy starvation and misdirection. The first phase involves creating artificial cosmic energy signatures that mimic suitable planets. Using Mother Box technology and quantum field generators, Batman could, theoretically, create false energy readings that appear on Galactus's cosmic awareness as viable feeding targets. These decoys would be positioned in remote sectors, buying Earth precious time while Galactus investigates empty space. But the real genius lies in metabolic disruption. Marvel history confirms that Galactus's energy conversion process requires stable cosmic frequencies, like a lock that jams if the key is distorted. This was proven in Fantastic Four number 175, where the chaotic molecular structure of the planet Papa acted as a form of biological interference, making the world indigestible and causing Galactus to violently discorporate. By introducing quantum interference patterns like these, Batman could theoretically disrupt the matter-to-energy conversion process, making planets indigestible even if Galactus attempts to consume them. The scientific basis here draws from real physics. Energy conversion processes, even cosmic ones, require precise molecular and quantum interactions. Introduce the wrong frequency patterns, and you get the equivalent of cosmic food poisoning, energy that can't be properly absorbed, creating system instability rather than sustenance. Herald manipulation becomes crucial for this strategy. The Silver Surfer and other Heralds don't just scout planets. They prepare them for consumption by analyzing energy patterns and eliminating potential threats. Batman's information warfare would focus on feeding false data to the Heralds, convincing them that Earth lacks the energy density Galactus requires while simultaneously highlighting more suitable targets in distant galaxies. This creates a cascade effect. Heralds report back with manipulated data, Galactus wastes energy investigating false targets, and his hunger grows more desperate. Desperate hunger leads to hasty decisions, exactly the kind of tactical mistakes Batman exploits in every major victory. The quantum scale approach offers another avenue. While Galactus operates on cosmic scales, his energy conversion still depends on quantum-level interactions between matter and energy. Batman's nanotechnology could introduce quantum disruptors directly into planetary energy fields, creating zones where matter-to-energy conversion becomes impossible or highly inefficient. But here's where Batman's moral code creates the most interesting constraint. He can't simply redirect Galactus toward inhabited planets, even to save Earth. Galactus isn't evil in the traditional sense. He's a cosmic force maintaining universal balance. Turning him into a weapon of mass destruction would violate everything Batman represents and potentially destabilize cosmic-level systems beyond Earth's comprehension. Instead, Batman's hunger strategy focuses on creating sustainable alternatives. Using advanced energy synthesis technology, he could theoretically create artificial cosmic energy sources that satisfy Galactus's requirements without requiring planetary consumption. Think of it as a cosmic-scale agriculture, growing energy rather than harvesting it from living worlds. The timing requirements for the strategy are absolutely critical. Galactus's hunger follows predictable cycles based on energy expenditure and cosmic travel distances. Batman would need to synchronize his disruption efforts with these natural low-energy periods, maximizing the impact of metabolic interference while Galactus is already operating at reduced capacity. This brings us to the crucial realization. Hunger manipulation alone won't stop Galactus permanently. It's a delaying tactic that creates the conditions for more sophisticated strategies, but it's also the foundation that makes everything else possible. Because a hungry, confused Galactus becomes vulnerable to approaches that would never work against a fully powered cosmic entity. Now, here's where the strategy shifts from physical survival to abstract warfare. The thing most people miss about Galactus is that his greatest asset, cosmic awareness, is also a massive gaping vulnerability. In the comics, cosmic awareness allows Galactus to perceive the universe on a fundamental level. He doesn't just see light hitting a retina, he perceives the position of subatomic particles, the flow of energy vectors, and the intent of sentient beings across light years. To a normal person, that sounds like omnipotence. To a master tactician like Batman, that sounds like an exposed nerve waiting to be struck. Think about it in terms of information theory. A system that inputs everything has a massive signal-to-noise ratio problem. To function, Galactus must filter out the irrelevant background radiation of the universe to focus on his task. Batman exploits this by artificially inflating the noise until the signal becomes impossible to read. Batman creates an information overload strategy that functions like a cognitive DDoS attack. Using the combined processing power of the Bat computer, the Brother Eye satellite network, and potentially hijacked global communications arrays, Batman can broadcast a chaotic storm of sensory data. We're not talking about radio waves. We're talking about broadcasting contradictory telepathic signals, gravimetric anomalies, and quantum static. By leveraging Earth's incredibly dense information sphere, billions of digital devices, biological neural networks, and electromagnetic signals, Batman turns the planet into a blinding strobe light in Galactus's cosmic vision. This strategy exploits the gap between cosmic and quantum scales. Galactus perceives the macro universe perfectly, but Batman forces him to process the micro universe at an unsustainable rate. By flooding the local area with high-frequency data bursts, Batman forces Galactus's consciousness to allocate processing power to filter out the interference. It creates a lag in a god's reaction time, but the real masterstroke involves the Heralds. As we mentioned, like the Silver Surfer, are linked directly to Galactus's consciousness. They are essentially Wi-Fi extenders for his mind. Batman knows he can't hack Galactus directly, but he can hack a Herald. We've seen Batman develop neural neutralizers and synaptic disruptors for telepaths like Martian Manhunter. By modifying this technology to interface with the power cosmic, Batman can inject logical viruses into the Herald's link. These aren't computer viruses, they are mimetic feedback loops, contradictory tactical data that forces the Herald, and by extension Galactus, to hesitate. Imagine trying to solve a complex math problem while someone screams random numbers in your ear. Now imagine that on a galactic scale. By infiltrating the Herald's connection, Batman can plant false sensory flags, making empty space look like a threat or masking his own traps as harmless debris. This is psychological warfare adapted for a being that has lived for eons. Galactus is used to fear, awe, and submission. He is not used to confusion. By disrupting his ability to perceive reality accurately, Batman introduces a variable Galactus rarely encounters: doubt. And in that moment of doubt, when the devourer of worlds pauses to recalibrate his senses, the window for the final phase of the plan opens. This brings us to the only endgame that actually matters. If you look at the history of comic book victories against Galactus, the most permanent ones never involve punching him until he explodes. They involve a conversation. This is where Batman's strategy diverges from the Avengers or the Justice League. He understands that Galactus isn't a villain twirling a mustache. He is a rational, sentient force of nature, and rational entities, no matter how powerful, respond to game theory. Batman approaches this as a high-stakes negotiation where he holds the leverage. The hunger strategy weakened Galactus, and the information war blinded him. But those were just the setup to get him to the table. The goal isn't to destroy Galactus, which, according to Marvel lore, would unleash the destructive entity Abraxas and destroy the universe anyway, but to alter the parameters of the conflict. Batman presents a solution based on the Nash equilibrium, a state where no player benefits by changing their strategy. Currently, Galactus expends massive energy hunting planets, fighting heroes, and dealing with resistance. It's an inefficient energy exchange. Batman, utilizing the scientific data gathered by the Fantastic Four and his own synthesis of Kryptonian and New Genesis technology, proposes an alternative energy source. This is the Reed Richards approach, but refined with Batman's logistical pragmatism. Instead of simply asking Galactus to leave, Batman offers a sustainable method of feeding. This could involve the construction of a Dyson sphere around an uninhabited star, or tapping into the zero-point energy of a Phantom Zone dimension. The science here is theoretical, but grounded in comic precedents where Galactus has accepted alternative energy to spare Earth. Why does this work? Because Batman appeals to Galactus's logic, not his mercy. He demonstrates that the cost of consuming Earth, fighting through the metabolic disruptors, the neural static, and the Justice League, exceeds the caloric value the planet provides. It becomes a simple resource management calculation. Batman essentially hands Galactus a spreadsheet proving that eating Earth is a net loss. This is why Batman's moral code is actually his strongest weapon here. A lethal protector might try to use the ultimate nullifier to kill Galactus, risking universal collapse. Batman, who refuses to kill, is forced to find the third option. He negotiates a treaty where Galactus leaves not because he was beaten, but because he was outsmarted into realizing that peace is more profitable than war. It is the ultimate display of prep time, researching your enemies so thoroughly that you can convince them that sparing you was their idea all along. The battle ends not with a bang, but with a handshake. or at least a cosmic nod of agreement, because the purple giant turns away to find an easier meal. Batman's true superpower isn't wealth or martial arts. It's the relentless refusal to accept binary choices. While others see a fight to the death, he sees a puzzle to be solved. His strict moral code doesn't limit him. It forces him to find that elusive third option where nobody has to die, not even a planet eater. He defeats gods by making peace the only logical move. If you enjoyed this deep dive into comic book science, hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments which cosmic entity Batman should dismantle next. See ya in the next one.